Hi folks, welcome to another Chief Steamer video. In this video, we're not showing you a new steamer, we're showing you a new product. And I think it can make a lot of difference in whatever kind of cleaning that you're doing. So we all know that you have a steamer, whether it's my brand, anybody else's brand, you blow steam with it. Technically, most steamers, even the less expensive ones, are hot enough to do some kind of disinfecting, but it's more about technique than anything else in disinfecting. I think you guys have probably figured out by now that steam looks kind of cool coming out of the nozzle. But if you're spraying steam from 12 inches away, you don't have enough heat to do really any kind of disinfecting. Steam is going to give you the disinfecting mostly with a brush and from very close up. So if that's the way you're selling your services, hopefully you have a good enough technique to actually disinfect and claim that you're taking care of the surface the way it needs to be taken care of. Now, I don't sell cleaners and chemicals, and I don't know what products will or will not disinfect. That's up to you. If you have a great product that you're selling as a disinfection type of product and you're making money with it, then that's great. And we don't sell the products. But if you have a product, I think we have something for you. Now, we know a lot of guys have bought products that they put in a spray bottle and they'll spray the inside of the car, the seats, the steering wheel, the armrests, and to disinfect. So they're taking their spray bottle and they're adjusting their sprayer however they want to adjust their sprayer, and they're spraying stuff on and wiping it in. And if the product disinfects, then you're doing your job and you're selling the service and you're doing your job. Now, that probably is taking a little bit of time to do that, and it might be a little more than what you want. You might be wasting a little bit of cleaner. So I'm sure you've seen those foggers out there, that these electric static sprayers that they're cleaning the New York subway systems with, they're cleaning schools with, they're using these, they walk around and it's a fog of disinfectant that they just spray on the surface and they let it dry. You might have seen something like this in your doctor's office if you've gone to the doctor recently. So it's something that needs to be done, and sometimes it's required to stay in business. Now, we don't have a product. I said we don't sell products, but if you have a product, we have a fogger. So this is what we're just going to call it our fogger. This is something new that we have now, and it's a simple cup that you would put your disinfecting type of product in. We have a suction tube, and it works off a Venturi system, which is basically suction. So your setup is going to be whatever product that you're using for disinfection and just filling this cup. Now, the cool thing about this is that we're going to take our steam nozzle. So right now our gun is set up with our single hole nozzle. We're just going to take our single hole nozzle off, and the way we've set this up is that our fogger is going to slide right into our gun. So now you're set up with your fogger system. So the fogger system, there's two ways to adjust this. You can adjust it with the steam on the face of the machine with your adjustment knob. So no matter what Chief steamer you have steam adjustment. If you have one of our small machines, it's going to be on the gun. If you have one of our commercial machines, the steam adjustment is on the front of the machine. We recommend a steam adjustment of half or less to make sure that you're not getting the surface too wet. Right now, I have our steam adjustment on our Chief Steamer 100 that I'm using to do this at about midway, which might even be a little bit too much. We're gonna start to blow steam. Once it starts to blow steam, this Venturi that goes into the cup, it's going to sense that, and it's going to start to pull the chemical, in this case your disinfectant, out through the nozzle. So it's going to mix your disinfectant chemical with the steam. Now, we can also adjust it drier or wetter with our adjustment valve on the front of the fogger. So we're going to keep our fogger at the lowest adjustment. So you'll know when it starts to suck. If you listen to the change of the pitch, you're going to hear steam, then you're going to hear the buzzing noise of the cleaner getting sucked up through the Venturi in the fogger. So now I can feel the vibration. I'm not sure if you heard that, but I can feel the vibration. So I know that there's chemical traveling up through here and mixing in with the steam. So that means that your disinfecting cleaner is coming up through here, the steam is blowing through here, and it's being shot out as a mist. Now, it's not going to be as super fine as those electrostatic sprayers, but I'm sure those electrostatic sprayers are a lot more money, hard to get, and probably not something that you want to invest in. But what we're going to do here, I'm going to walk over to the car. And again, I think it beats the system of just, spraying your chemical on the surface like this and then wiping it down. And I think it's kind of cool. So, again, if you're showing a customer something you can do with steam only, I think that sells it a little bit better than just spraying a chemical on the surface. So if we go over to the car, we'll spray it on the glass and see how wet it is. So I'm going to spray it on this quarter window. Now, I'm not going to be too close because, again, the closer I get, the more the steam is going to condensate. And we're not disinfecting the body of the car. I'm just using this as an example. So we start to spray steam. Now we start to spray fogger. So we have a light mist. Now, it's not soaking wet, and I'm not getting stuff to run down the window of the car. So there's a little bit of wetness there, but not so much wetness that it's running down the car, or if you did the inside of the car, you're running it down a door panel that you just cleaned. So if you don't need to wipe it off, you can just let it dry. If you need to wipe it off, it's just a couple of quick wipes with the towel, and it's gone. Now, if we want to get it a little bit wetter, we simply just unscrew the adjustment knob on the front of the fogger, and it'll get a lot wetter, and you'll be able to see that on the glass. So now that's considerably wetter with the adjustment knob on the fogger screwed all the way out. It's letting more of the chemical flow through. Maybe you need it, maybe you don't. I would probably always keep this adjustment knob pretty much closed so you're fogging the mist onto the window. So let's show how it might work on a door panel. If we open up our door, now we want to disinfect surfaces that people touch all the time. So if you're cleaning a car for a car dealer, you're selling this as a service in your detail shop, whatever you're doing, and you want to say you're disinfecting, these surfaces, the center armrest, possibly the steering wheel, the seats, the areas that are high touch areas. So if we do this now, again, my adjustment knob on my fogger is all the way closed. We start to spray steam, and I'm not going to be all the way up on the surface. I don't want to get it soaking wet. Now my chemical's starting to come out. So there's my chemical sprayed on the surface. I had my adjustment knob screwed in to where it's letting the least amount of chemical out. We have disinfectant on the surface, but we're not rolling it down a door panel that you've probably just steamed and cleaned. So now all I gotta do is wipe it down. A quick wipe down, just like this. That quick wipe down, and that whole surface is technically disinfected as long as the cleaner, the product that you're using, is a disinfecting type of product. So we think this is going to be a great addition to your steamer. And again, it's as simple as changing the attachment on the gun. That's how easy this is, and filling this up with whatever cleaner you happen to be using to claim disinfection. So we think this is going to be a great new tool to go along with your Chief steamer.